Hey Briesties, if you're new here, I'm Brie Boston, and I love all things beauty, fashion, lifestyle, vlogs, self-care, glow up, get all into it. But today I'm going to be giving some advice to my 20-somethings or younger. I know I have like a array of age groups in my Briestie gang, so I thought I would just get some advice as a girly in her 30s, and hopefully you guys find this helpful. So if you want to know what type of advice I have in my 30s, stay tuned because we're about to get into it. Okay, so, and I'm also getting ready to while I do this because, you know, multitasking is important. But let's get into the first piece of advice that I have. My first piece of advice is that as soon as you are able to, whether you're in school or whether you're not in school and you're just figuring out what to do and you're just not sure what direction to go, maybe you have some big dreams and you're just kind of overwhelmed on how you're going to get there, I'm going to give you some advice. It's not exactly what you want to hear, I'll be honest, but it is real. And that is to get a job as soon as you can. And I know you're probably just like, really? Seriously? Yes, I'm so serious. Whether you want to make it big or whether you just want to get your foot in the door with any opportunity, getting a job is so important right now. In my 20s, I had every intention of getting a job, and I did get a job. It wasn't exactly what I wanted it to be. I kind of had to make some things shake, but I definitely see, hindsight 2020, how important it is to get a job. And when I say get a job, I mean, sure, you know, those non-9-to-5 jobs are cool, the gig economy, you know, nightlife, all those things are great, but I'm talking about a 9-to-5 or at least a full-time job, a job that pays you benefits, a job that gives you sick leave, a job that gives you vacation time. Like, I want you to get a stable job. I know we don't like jobs. I talk about it I mean, my whole life I've really haven't been an advocate for it, but this is me in my 30s trying to give some advice. Jobs are so valuable. First of all, the economy is so unexpected right now. Like, sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down. It's a lot of fluctuation that personally I just don't think someone should have to depend on and stress over. And I think that a full-time job definitely helps with that. The other great thing about having a full-time job is, of course, you have more independence. Maybe you don't have a car, you can work to get a car. Maybe you don't have a place of your own, you can work to get a place of your own. Like, it's a very stable resource of income. So I think it's very important, especially for my girlies who are like new adults. Get a job. It doesn't matter if it's fast food, it doesn't matter if it's retail. I mean, whatever you can do to get your foot in the door, I say do it. And then while you're doing it, work on your hustles, you know, work on your skills, upgrade your materials, your tools. Like, if you're a content creator, like, use that money, get you a camera, use that money, get you a tripod. Like, use it for your advantage, not just, oh, clock in, clock out, hate my life. No, you need to be strategic with it, but you do need to have that full-time income in order to get to the next step in your life. Even military, like, again, don't get swayed away with all the money you're getting. Invest it, you know, put it towards your dreams, put it towards your goals, things that actually make you happy. Try to see past that job. If anything, try to see to retirement. I know when you're young, you're not thinking about retirement, but the sooner you start thinking about your future, the better. Like, seriously. And also, the biggest one about stable income is being able to build your credit. When I was in my early 20s, I had to depend on a lot of people I didn't want to depend on because my credit wasn't right. I didn't understand the value of credit. I didn't understand how important it was to have financial literacy. And so I had to kind of get in where I fit in. And luckily it worked out for me because I had some really loving people in my life that, you know, looked out and made sure that I was okay. But, you know, when I really think about it, like, I wanted to be independent. I wanted to have my stuff together, and I just wanted to be further along in life. And because I didn't have my things together, I kind of had to take a detour. I had to do things a little bit slower and kind of go around in a circle before I got to exactly where I wanted to be when it came to financial stability and literacy. Okay, I got a little distracted there with my face care. I'm trying to finish that too. But my next one is, do not be afraid of FOMO. And I don't know if you guys are using the word FOMO anymore, but FOMO stands for fear of missing out. As a girly who was growing up when FOMO was like a thing, like a real life thing, I was always down to go somewhere if it was fun, if it was lit, if I knew certain people were gonna be there. Oh, I was all over it. And because of that, you know, I probably compromised a lot of things as far as like my time, the people I was associating with. And when I think back on those times, yes, I had fun, yes, it was a vibe, and I have great stories to tell, but at the end of the day, they weren't all great experiences. They weren't all great stories. Like, there were times where I would get invited somewhere and it would be by someone who thought that they had like pull, or they were like plugged in and really they weren't. And so I ended up looking crazy. And that was just such a humiliating moment. So please take it from me. Like, it's not always what it's cracked up to be, okay? Even, you know, however, how do I say this? No matter how lit they're trying to make it seem, like if you feel like something's off or you feel like it's just not working for you, like don't waste your time. Like I've had it where like people thought because they were like related to other people they were gonna get in. I mean, it's just a whole thing. And with those type of things, it's really on some get in where you fit in type of thing. And if you're not trying to fit in that way, and I'm not saying it in a way like, oh, compromise yourself, do something you don't want to do. No, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying like there's a difference between things being aligned for you and you trying to get in where you fit in. And every single time things were aligned for me, it turned out so much better than I expected. Like when you're just going with the flow, when things are easy for you, that's when those opportunities that are meant for you come, whether it's meeting someone, getting an opportunity, whatever it is. But when you're trying to do something that is just out of your way, either you don't know all the details or you're around someone who you don't really know like that, that's when things get kind of, yeah, a little weird. And I also want to add to the fact that you cannot put a price tag on your peace of mind. And that might go over a lot of people's heads because a lot of people are like, well, nobody's buying my peace, like, you know. But this actually isn't all about money. It's literally about energy. Like if you're around somebody who's disturbing your peace, whether, like I said, they have certain connections or certain opportunities for you, just please tread lightly. If you feel like this is making me really uncomfortable, I don't want to do this, leave. Okay? There's been situations where I was with friends and I said, hey, I'm not comfortable. And they were like, oh, well, we still want to stay. Okay, great. I'm leaving. Bye. Like, I'm gonna go. Like, if it's time for me to go, it's time for me to go. If I feel uncomfortable, I'm leaving. Like, you cannot play with your, you cannot play with your gut. You cannot play with your intuition. Intuition is something you have and you are very capable of using. Yeah, it's definitely gotten to that point with my experiences. And I'm just so proud that I left every time. I'll share a little bit more about specific experiences for me, but just for this is just about advice. I don't want to take over with my story times. I just want to let y'all know, like, it is perfectly okay to leave when you don't feel comfortable and at peace. All right, so you probably heard this one before because I feel like this is a pretty common one, but I still want to touch on it because it is very important, and that is to stop comparing your life, the things you have, to other people in your life or on social media. And that one's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, that's only going to eat away at your emotions, your energy, your feelings about things, and it might even hinder you from actually going towards the things that you want. And we don't have time for that. We absolutely do not have time to fester or count somebody else's pockets, look at other people's opportunities and wonder why it's not us. Like, we just don't have room for it right now. So the sooner that you are aware of how detrimental comparing yourself can be, the better off that you will be. Also, everything that you see on social media is not what you think. I don't care if they have the cars, the clothes, the opposite sex, the job, the jewelry. I mean, we can go on and on. I don't care if they have everything you've ever wanted your whole life. I promise you, whatever they are bragging about, it's because they're hiding something, or they're trying to make their lives seem better than what they are. Everyone has ups and downs. Everyone has ebbs and flows, whether they show it on social media or they don't. There's a lot of crazy things that happen behind the scenes that people have no idea what's going on. And I actually have a story about this, but again, I'm not going to share it, but I will touch on just a couple little things. I was working with someone and I didn't know who they were at the time until it was the next day and I realized that they were like actually very like well known. They were dating like a really, well-known person. And I'm just gonna leave it at that because it's actually a crazy story that I might have a story time for. I don't know. It's like a really messed up, crazy story. But needless to say, she's no longer with us. And needless to say, it's not her own doing. She actually was unalived. So again, somebody that I looked up to, someone who had the amazing vacations, the gorgeous physique, the amazing clothes, designer, this, that. And she's no longer with us because of something that was happening behind the scenes that unfortunately she didn't have any control over, but was going on in her life. And, so that's just one little example of everything glittering not being gold, because it really, really isn't. And if you don't know this, social media is a highlight reel. People are only going to put their W's on social media. People are only going to put the great things that are happening in their life on social media, and they will make it look like it's just the most amazing, biggest thing, when sometimes that might be the only thing going for them. I know that's gonna hurt some feelings, but it's true that sometimes what they show on social media is the only thing they have going for them. So try not to get caught up in who has what looks good, why you don't have it, and put yourself down, because it's really not that serious. Like, I want you to live your life like social media could end any day. And I don't mean that it is, because of course I'm not a fortune teller. I don't have that type of control or sense of knowing, but I want you to be happy with what your life looks like off the internet. That's really how you're going to find peace in your life and be content and happy with what you have. I never let social media define me. A lot of people even tell me when they meet me that I'm just like I am on social media, because I am. I look the same, I talk the same, I act the same. Like, it's really me. And I'm really proud that I'm able to do that. I know a lot of people unfortunately don't. Some people that you think are really cool and nice and funny and talented are actually really mean, or are miserable and want to make other people feel miserable. Like, it really gets like that sometimes. So I'm just happy that I've found peace. Like I said, if social media was to end, I'd be super sad, because of course I actually love being on here and hanging out with you guys, but I know that I will be fine. My life is good. I will be good, because I built a life off the internet that I am happy with. So I just hope that you do the same. All right, so this is for my girlies who are trying to figure out the dating scene. I'm gonna give you a piece of advice that was really, really valuable for me, and that is, and that is to match energy with these men. Okay? No, I'm not all love and light when it comes to dating. It really is not that for me. Like, it never was. I was never just gonna be arms wide open, happy. I mean, at one point I was. I mean, we all had to grow from somewhere. I was a very naive person who was very nice and sweet and didn't realize why me being nice was not enough for people to be nice to me. And the reason is because people just aren't nice. I'm sorry, especially these men. Like, if he goes 2-3 days without texting you, go 2-3 days without texting him. Like, I don't think it's petty. I think it's real, because some of these men think that they can drop you and pick you up whenever they want to. And last time I checked, you're not a yo-yo. You don't just go down to the floor and come back up and go down to the floor. Like, he does not have a string on you. He cannot hold you and put you in his toy box. You're not a toy. So the better that you are with doing that, the better off you will be with dating. With that being said, please listen to your intuition. Think about how you feel when you're around them. Do they make you feel good, or do they make you feel like crap? If they make you feel like crap, listen to that, please. Don't listen to what they have to say about it. Don't listen to the I'm sorries. It was because of this. It was because of that. Don't do it, because the more you let them get into your head, the longer you're going to be dealing with BS. And we do not want that, especially not in 2026, especially a Briestie. Like, Briestie should not be dealing with that type of stuff. I'm just going to be real with you. Like, that's just not something that's not a path you want to go down, like, at all. Like, it's not positive. It won't ever get positive. I'm sorry. I'm just speaking from experience, not trying to be harsh, but seriously, like, match energy with these men. The man who actually invests in you, and I'm not talking about money all the time. Yes, it's nice to get nice things, but it's more than nice things, guys. It's more than getting your bills paid and getting flown out and all this hot girl, city girl BS that's all over the internet. It's so much more. You need to be with the guy who invests his time, who respects you, and gives you a good feeling. If he can't do those things, along with the financial part, if that's something that's important to you, cut him off. Okay? I don't care how cute he is. I don't care what organization he's a part of. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. And again, this is just me, a girlie in her 30s, giving some advice. If you want to do that, by all means, go ahead and do it. But that's the advice that I have to give with regards to love, match energy, and think with your gut. And lastly, I just want to say, if you have watched this video as long as this part, kudos to you, because it means you actually want some advice. And I just want to give you a heart, because this is very helpful stuff. Trust me, I've been through so much. I just want y'all to win. Honestly, I just want y'all to win. By the time you get my age, I just want you to feel refreshed and ready to come into 30, because what I've been noticing is a lot of people are scared to turn 30. And let me tell you, I'm 31, okay? So this is my second year in my 30s. Happy to be here, honestly. It was great. I feel like I'm finally getting stable. I have a good head on my shoulders. I'm a lot more wise. And honestly, a lot of things that I was into in my 20s, I'm not really into that much anymore. And it feels good to kind of grow and move on into something else. Like, I'm learning so much about myself as far as the things I like to do for fun, the things I want to try. Like, I found this book about herbs, so now I want to, like, you know, start doing my own holistic stuff. Like, it just gives you the freedom to do your own thing. You don't feel like you constantly have to follow trends, like you have to do what everyone else is doing. And that is just something that I just didn't know I was going to get when I turned 30. And I really hope that y'all get that feeling too. And it all starts with you being comfortable being yourself, okay? It's going to be weird at first, especially if you're younger. People are going to talk about you, people are going to say things to you, but guess what? Those aren't the people that are meant to be in your life. They're not people that invest in you, they're people that withdraw from you. And if you guys remember, I talked about that in my from regular to her series. So that is very, very real. The sooner that you get negative people away from you, the better off you'll be. And I am talking about family, friends, loved ones, etc. Anyone who has anything to say about you or any gestures towards you that don't make you feel good, they need to go. And I say that with so much love. But yes, guys, those are the tips that I have as a big sis in her 30s. I hope that you guys found this very helpful. Please let me know in the comments which piece of advice spoke to you the most. I would love to hear it. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.